Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Finally, the top politicians, the ex presidents, governors have looked into the issue of agitation randomly and in holistic form, and have decided to prefer a solution. The solution you may like, the solution you may not agree, but in all, it's a solution anyway. But we should look into it and brainstorm over it because it affects you and I. But before we go into the newspaper to find out what solution they are preferred over the issue of agitation, be it Arawa, be it Oduduwa, be it Biafra, whatever the agitations are. They are saying it in broad spectrum, the likes of Jonathan Imo, the likes of Obasanjo. They've looked into it in full detail. But before we go to the newspaper, like and subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. While the greater decentralization of resources and responsibility in a plural society like ours, the greater the opportunities for needless bureaucracy and corruption that are formidable obstacles to development. Well, yesterday, some eminent personalities, including the acting president, Professor Obasanjo, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, Chief Emmanuel Nwayawo, and others gathered in Abuja to discuss Biafra and the current agitation. Whatever the background is, it is best known to the organizations and the organizers. But the relevance is the fact that Biafra agitation is Oduduwa agitation. It is also the Niger Delta agitation, and even the Arewa agitation. They're all one and the same, speaking on one purpose, on one thing. Whatever these agitations are, they are symptoms of more profound issue, the need for restructuring. They agreed. If there is indeed anything left for Nigeria and President Buhari to do in our current democracy to move the nation forward, it is to institutionalize true federalism. I may not support separatists and ethnic juggernauts, but I am in support of the call for the decentralization of Nigeria for effective management and fast tracking of development. Because at the heart of many agitations for secession is the issue of resource control and suppression of true federalism. Our great party, the APC, and especially President Muhammad Buhari must find the courage to do this if we are sincere about moving the nation forward. Not because people are agitating, but because it is the right thing to do. History books have shown that Nigeria had her greatest moment during the period of regional governance and resource control. There was healthy competition amongst the regions, and each focused on the areas of cooperative advantage. Very good. And in the end, we were greater together. I appreciate the ongoing effort by our leaders to diversify, to cleanse the system of corruption, and to retool the nation's workforce. But to make lasting impact, we need to make the nation positively competitive and more creative by allowing potentials of our diversity to become manifest. The greater decentralization of resources and responsibilities in a plural society like ours, the greater the opportunities of needless bureaucracies and corruption that are formidable obstacles to development. The more resources are concentrated in an all-powerful center, the more state and local governments are incapacitated to effectively discharge their responsibilities as agents of development, and the more there is struggle among subnational entities to control the center, thereby creating ethnic tensions and needless debacle. Yes, the state and the local governments are where the people live. Yet the state and local government are where the people live. It is when their potentials are unleashed as units of government closer to the people that any meaningful development can be recorded. If a true federal government recognizes that it is the states that give birth to the federal government, which exists for their benefit and not vice versa. Recognizes that the federal government has powers which the state agrees to cede to her for common convenience. These powers are in the areas of common conveniences like defense, so a joint army currency, so a common currency and central bank, nationality, so the question of nationality and citizenship. Historically, politically, and culturally, no form of government can better suit Nigeria than a federal system. This is because Nigeria is not homogeneous in many forms. The common factors, if any, in the Nigerian Federation is the diversity. This is why those that are opposed to the restructuring of the nation are simply opposed to Nigeria's existence, because these are the only two options before us now. At least we can borrow from 1963 constitution and the outcome of 2014 constitutional conference. We choose one. Our development effort must take sufficient cognizance of how effectively carry carrying out the grassroots along through federalism, because it is the central to solving many other related problems. Although some people have argued that many of our governors are corrupt and that some of our states are not viable, then in itself is true. That in itself is true, but not a good excuse for not decentralizing the country. Given the many governors are corrupt and are shifting the local government system, but rather than see that as an excuse for the continued refusal to unleash national potential, we should find a way to solve the problem of corruption at the state and local levels, as local government levels, and we should encourage the state to think beyond oil and to be more creative like Lagos and Anambra. There is no state in Nigeria that does not have what it takes to develop itself. The only thing missing is the creativity of leadership that is required by government to turn seeming impossibilities into realities. I support the call for restructuring and true federalism. Now, the truth is, a lot of persons do not support restructuring. Some persons, especially those who want to secede. The reasons are because they feel Nigeria is gone. The corruption level is out of this world. Okay, and if we are restructuring, we need to also look into the issue of judiciary, local government, executive arm, and executive arms, legislative arms, and judicial arms being truly independent. Okay, so that we don't give one arm the greatest strength. At the end of the day, we magnify it and we are going into another. We are going back to the drawing board of tyranny. But if we can truly separate powers, where the local government will also have the power, which is the grassroots. But already the system itself is corrupt. It's going to take a gradual process, but we may get there. We may get there if we all agree. But the truth is, it will now require reorientation. It will require us to all sit in the round table discussion and talk to the agitators. We all need to be on the round table discussion to be on the same page for this to happen. If you're not on the same page, it won't happen, because the agitators their mind are made. They just feel that no more, there's no hope in this country. But if you can let them see reasons, give them a time frame, okay, and carry us along, because just like the young man said, the center, we shouldn't be living for the center, but rather the center should be dependent on the regions. And if this is done, it will help. Now, anybody who's voting in their governors, their leaders, you have to have one who's using his thinking cap, thinks out of the box, or else that region or that state is going to go broke. So which means it's now on us now to decide who's going to rule. So it's going to make leadership or public offices very lucrative. It's going to make it very creative. So if you don't have creative idea, you don't even go near that place. It's not a place to come and loot. It's a place that if you don't see a creative idea, we can easily impeach you. It's easier to impeach if things are done properly anyway. Let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in the comment section. What's your take?